Hello everybody, I'm DJSTiKBoy, and today we're going to cover my favorite loot route on scavs and in PMC runs on reserve. So really quickly, I'm going to load into an offline raid with no scav bosses or scavs, and I'm going to show you my favorite routes, my main route at the very least that I like to take every single time I do a scav or a PMC run on reserve. Before we get to that though, please hit that like button on the video, comment below what your favorite loot route is or where you like to go all the time on reserve or other maps. If you want me to make loot routes for other maps as well, I'm more than happy to do so. Hit that subscribe button, and I hope you have a lovely day. Now, let's get into it. Alright, so we're in. So my favorite places to usually start is to head over to the night buildings immediately. Primarily because there's locked doors in here. If you got some good keys, you can unlock them. And also there's a lot of weapon parts spawns and things like that. As soon as I get my breath here. Oh, God. Alright. So, you can loot these rooms here. They don't have a ton of stuff in them. I mean, there's a weapon box in here. And sometimes things spawn on this bookshelf. I check every once in a while. But very limited spawns there. And as you can see, we've got some weapon parts spawns down here. And a grenade box here, plus a locked door here. I forgot the key for. Can't remember the name of the key. I wish that I could help you out with that. Jeepers. Okay, so then I do this jump to get out and go down onto first floor. And check jackets. 3 jacket spawns in a bag over here. And if we run up all the way to the top here, we have a computer spawn, filing cabinets if you need other stuff. In here, I believe there's still a Bitcoin spawn right here. I've seen other rare loot spawn in this desk. Also another bag here. And if we go into this room, we have more weapon parts, weapon box, weapon parts over here. And tools, and there's some food spawns here, and sometimes they spawn, you know, like ravens and stuff here as well. And you can hop out on the roof, but you got to be really careful early raid because, you know, people from up there, from Dome, will shoot at you, so you got to be careful. Just have some awareness. If you hear shots that are coming randomly, they're likely coming from over at Dome. Another weapon box, and they spawn parts on the floor here and on these boxes and pallets here, as well as right here. So after I loot this building, I usually run down the stairs through the garage, check all the way through here. You can find OFZs on these tables and sometimes in this bag. Gun spawn here occasionally, and I run across to the other night building. Depending on the situation, I will usually loot these jackets. If I'm with a team of people, I will loot these jackets. I ignore them sometimes. There's another jacket spawn in here as well. I have this key with me, and there's a jacket spawn, a gun spawn, and if you're interested in doing the quest where you have to find a founded raid tank battery for Prapper, there's tank battery spawn in here, etc., etc. And in here we have more jackets. We go up to second here. And we have more jackets. There's an unlockable room on this floor as well that I don't have the key for. We go in here. We got another jacket spawn, and then there are 4 PCs in here. Since they upped the lootable GPUs in PMCs and stuff like that, you can find some. I've found a couple GPUs in there. There's a bag here that I always check, and if I'm feeling kind of spicy, I will come out here and loot this box. So, after I kind of loot through here, I will check this jacket, jump out. And my character's out of breath. But I personally like to run into King. By now, you usually have an indication of where fights are, and I might decide to push. But if I'm just trying to loot and scoot, I always check that bag here in the gym. Run into big server. Check the floor here for any parts. And usually there's hidden items in the glass here and there. And you can find GPUs and MCBs and things like that here. And I run past this small spot right here because you can find stuff there. I run down here, down to the underground area. I check this bag. And then I start looking for raiders and players down here. Because, you know, the raider loot here, the raiders down here are pretty easy to kill. There's only 3 of them. So as long as you don't go just sprinting down there, like a madman, then you're good to go. This is a technical crate, so a lot of stuff can spawn in this crate. I usually loot this. I loot this weapon box here, and I loot this weapon box here, and then I'm gone. I start running up towards school or tech building. Completely underground, but we're going to go through stables. Because Gluhar, the only times I've seen Gluhar have been in this building. But before we go push Gluhar upstairs, I check this bag, check this jacket, check this bag and this jacket, and I check this table. There's cat figurines that'll spawn there every once in a while. Because if we're going for 10k a slot, that's usually a good option. In here, we've got another bag spawn here, and we've got a weapon box here. And another bag in here. I'm fat fingering every time I reload. If you need food and stuff, always circle through here. And then head out to stables. Dr. Lupo's beans will spawn down here a bunch. Quick little 30k. And then, as long as there's not a commotion, I mean, usually tech is already looted pretty early. But I check every computer spawn in here. So, check this computer, run upstairs, check the 2 computers here. Right over here as well. On first floor, there's a... and I check the weapon box. Weapon box is up here. Check the shelves. And then this computer as well. So, I will occasionally check these middle rooms. They do leave you pretty exposed. They used to spawn a bunch of military like items here, like MCBs and like SG-10s. I haven't seen a bunch of them in this area, so I usually ignore it, and then I go down into the drop-down room here. The tech room. If you have the key, that's nice. Kind of simplifies things, but I check everything and also check all of the computers in the bag. And then I go out the front. I go out the front, and If my buddy's with me, he has this key to that locked room. And we'll usually loot that. And if nothing else is really going on in the raid, we'll circle over to Black Pawn, excuse me. Run through here, check everything. Usually I'm pretty full of loot by now and maybe gotten into some fights and things like that. And once my character stops being exhausted, I will jump through this window. Thank God. So, from here, I go straight up to Dome. Make the mad dash. We've got our loot. We don't need to do anything else. And I always will say this, and everybody that plays this game that runs reserve will say this, always have paracord and a red rebel if you're going to run reserve. It's absolutely necessary because this extract is by far the safest and possibly the only safe extract on this map. All of the other extracts through Hermetic Door and D2 and the no backpack extract, the sewer manhole, are just not it. So, come on up here. And usually, this little building here and this building here, KPRL, sorry, are looted. But if they're not, loot those. And then make sure you're wearing attack rigs so you don't have to drop your armor and extract. So, that's my favorite loot route on reserve. If you made it this far, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Leave a comment if you have any other ideas on loot runs through reserve or any other ideas on what loot runs you'd like to see. Please let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.